Hello everyone, welcome to episode 3 of Scribbles with Jonathan. I'm your host Jonathan Rector, and today we're going to continue on with what we were doing in the previous two videos. And the last ones we established that this guy here, this slug floating guy thing, is the one that we're going to go with. And what I do here is I'm just opening up another another folder or another file, and I copied and I just pasted them in. And what we're going to do is, since this is a little bit shorter, you can do as many of these as you want. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to make 3 copies. And what this does is it gives me the initial concept that we wanted to go with. And what I'm going to do is on a separate layer above them, I'm just going to draw over top. With new ideas, new concepts, new armor. You know, you'll see as we go along. But towards the end of the video, I finally had an idea of what I was going to do with them. It's always best to have that idea before you start. And like I said from the beginning of this one, all of it's been, just having fun and tinkering out with getting everything recorded and able to show you guys. So ideally what we're going to do is the one I'm working on right now. He's going to be a wizard class. The guy in the middle will end up being a scout, and the guy in the far left will end up being a warrior. So we'll see as it goes along how they turn out. But those 3 classes that I came up with, I came up towards at the very end once I was doing the warrior. And I wish I had known that before I had started recording the video. That way I could have probably done a little extra conceptualizing based towards the class that I was trying to achieve. But what we do is exactly what we're doing here. We'll do it again. We'll pick which one we like. Then I'll probably do 2 or 3 more variations, and they might be slight variations or drastic changes. And then we'll try to take that one to the final. And the best part about this stuff here, guys, is you can take as much time as you want. This part here is a little bit more taxing on the creative side, I suppose. You're looking for lines and shapes that look good on the whole. As before in the other stages, all I was doing was literal scribbles and trying to find an idea or some lines that I liked that I wanted to take a little bit further. So as you can see here, all I'm doing is I'm using a standard brush. I think I was at about 80% opacity with pressure sensitivity turned on, no shape dynamics, nothing, just blocking in some shapes. And one of the things I do want to mention here, you do not want to go too heavy into the shading. I did just to help make it pop a bit. Don't be afraid to add some really dark gray. I wouldn't go as far as saying black, but dark gray so that you could pick a lighter color, like a lighter gray, and go over top of it if you wanted to get some texture going on. Or the main thing you want to think about here is shapes and the overall presentation and look of it. You're not worried about lighting and things like that at this point. This point's still just trying to come up with the actual character and the design of him. And right now it might look like I'm doing some shading. I think I had it in mind, but what I'm trying to do is I was thinking of, you know how animals like tigers and stuff like that on the top, they're like orangish, but on the bottom they're a white? It's something to do with their camouflage, so I was trying to give this guy a little bit something like that. So his underbelly would be a little bit darker as opposed to his upper body. Just little things to think about when you're doing things. These aren't actual rules or anything. They're just ideas to throw along while you're going on. I think he's pretty much done. You don't want to spend too much time on these. You want to just hammer them out because you are going to take these a little bit further in the next step. But again, take as much time as you want. If you wanted to do like 20 of these, by all means, go ahead. If you're on a deadline, sometimes this helps. I find it helps a little bit for me. When I'm on a deadline, I could, do a little bit drastic changes as I go. And you don't have to do anything too crazy. But if it is a personal project, don't ever feel like you have to rush yourself. Just pace yourself and have fun. Turn on, queue up Winamp, queue up Media Player, throw in some music, toss in a movie if that's what you like to do, and just get the brain flowing, just put out whatever feels good, and don't worry about what's his name? I feel really bad for not even remember his name. Man. He was a painter, and you used to watch TV shows. I forget his name. Something Ross, I think it was. It's really bad that I forget it. But, the happy little mistakes, and it's true. Just start tossing lines down, and you'd be surprised what happens sometimes. And don't be afraid to play with brushes as well. I'm kind of taking the easy route and just using a normal brush. Yep. still going on doing this. This guy, I guess I gave him a little jetpack. If I do choose this guy at the end to take a little bit further, I'll probably replace the little pad that he's on, the little hovercraft pad, and just add the jetpack. Going on in the news world today, I guess. I got another project that I'm working on, and I'm really excited to work on that as well. I get to do similar to what I'm doing right now to come up with the characters for that. It is another comic book project. I'm pretty excited. I can't wait to show you guys some of the stuff that I'm working on once these NDAs clear out, and I'll be able to show them to you. Here, just still adding some more some whites, just trying to break up the teeth so you can see them a little bit better out of the gray. I don't want to lose too much of the detail. I don't think I want to put too much in there. Here, with what I was talking about a little bit earlier about adding a white or a gray and just tossing it in there to give it some texture. You're not looking to make it so textured that it looks final. Again, at this point, just keep everything rough, guys. Keep it nice and loose and rough, and you'll be in good business. I think he was done. I think we're going to move over to this guy here. At this point, I didn't know what I wanted to do with him, and again, I was looking over and I saw the original guy we did and the second guy, and the first guy to me looked like a wizard, a wizard-esque, you know, with the headdress. So I figured, you know, these guys all have something smooth going on. So for this guy, I'm going to try to throw in some blocky shapes. And as I started throwing on these little mock shoulder pads on this guy, that's when the concept hit me to let's try to make this guy a little bit like a warrior. And then that's where I would get the idea for the warrior, scout, and wizard. So I'm just blocking on shapes for armor. Actually, a really good site that you guys could hit up that I've bought a couple of his videos, and they're really cheap and very worth it. And I'll post a link here right on the screen. It's idrawgirls.com. It's not a porn site or anything like that. The guy just draws really good girls and women. But he also works for NCSoft, and if you're a fan of Guild Wars or anything, I think he also did Lineage. I'm not sure, but his style is very distinct, and he has free tutorials on his site that he updates very regularly. And you can see a lot of the techniques I'm doing, I've pretty much stolen from him. I found that what he was teaching was very beneficial and pretty straightforward. There weren't too many questions asked as he goes along. And he covers a bunch of topics, mechs, women, fantasy, sci-fi, environments, everything. And if you wanted to buy some of his videos, they're actually pretty cheap too. I think I got one, it was a tutorial, the Valkyrie tutorial. You could see if you go to his site. It was only about $10, if that. One of the best videos I've ever bought. Just in terms of how he goes about creating a piece of concept art, and this is professional level too as well, guys. So I mean, things like that you can get for pretty cheap. You know, it's you're pretty hard to find a deal like that. I definitely check out that site. Just trying to think what else we could talk about. You could try conceptart.org as well if you haven't been there. A very awesome site. People there are really friendly. And they'll give you all sorts of help. There's tons of tips on there, lots of things to rattle your mind with on there. You can start a sketchbook, and people post their sketchbooks up there, and very encouraging environment. And here again, just adding some of the whites to the shapes, just to break it out a bit. I think I was going to give him little samurai swords in the back. Why not? And I have no idea, seeing how this guy would actually move around on a hovercraft with a sword. Blows my mind. Yeah, I'm just finishing up here on the rocket pad, not going too crazy with that. I think we'll take that in the next step. But the video is pretty much done here, just adding a little bit more details. So what we're going to do tomorrow is we're going to pick which one of these we like. And just looking at them right now, I'm leaning towards the wizard. I think I'll have a little bit more fun with that. But I may go with the warrior. The scout, I think that's a fallen and terrible design. I don't think we're going to do with that one at all. So, again, we're going to start over what we did with this video again tomorrow, and we'll see where it goes. Alright, guys? Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye.